For its whole existence, this bear had lived by itself. When it encounters another bear for the first time, witness what happens. What would it be like to live a lifetime apart from your loved ones and friends, as well as without ever setting eyes on another person belonging to your species? Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Though that's a subject that many of us would find uncomfortable to consider, for years it was the tragic reality of one bear. The bear in this tale had an ordinary beginning to its existence, just like any other natural animal. It had spent a little time seeing nature and wildlife after being born to a wild mother bear in the Albanian forests. Sadly, poachers took it from its mother and its natural environment when it was still a cub, and it was kept alone in a small cage. This stunning brown bear spent years by itself, never coming into contact with any other animals but its cruel and heartless human captors. Although the reason behind the bear's removal from its mother is unknown, it is most probable that the individuals intended to use it as a kind of attraction that visitors would have to pay to view. In nations like Albania, where many individuals view it as a quick and simple method to generate money, this is not an uncommon occurrence. Thankfully, in 2016, a group of animal rescuers from Four Paws learned of the bear's predicament and moved quickly to assist the unfortunate animal. The Albanian Veterinary Inspectorate sent an urgent appeal for assistance to the organization in December of 2016. It was stated that a juvenile bear in a tiny mountain community was in grave danger. The bear's life was in danger if Four Paws did not take immediate action, since the owner was no longer able or willing to take care of the animal. When the rescue squad got to the bear's location, they had no idea what to anticipate. When they saw the appalling conditions in which the animal was being kept, they were completely appalled. The 2-year-old bear was discovered by the rescuers strapped to the wall of a little cottage near to the owner's home. The animal could hardly turn around or move in the cramped area. The bear's lack of food and water was also noticed by the rescuers, who were astounded that it had survived for so long. The rescue crew saw that the bear was in a frenzy and in great discomfort when they got closer. He was attempting to break free of the tight chain that was shackling him. Four Paws moved quickly, getting in touch with Tirana Zoo, who agreed to temporarily house the bear. Riku, the bear that rescuers eventually came to know, was called Europe's saddest bear, after his heartbreaking story was ultimately revealed online. Shortly after his rescue, Four Paws staff members carefully moved the troubled youngster to Bear Sanctuary Belitsa in May 2017, which is operated by Four Paws in collaboration with the Fondation Brigitte Bardot. International transport restrictions required that the route pass via Greece and Macedonia. This meant that the Four Paws crew and one of the saddest bears in Europe would be traveling for several hours. After several days of travel, they finally made it to Bulgaria, Riku's new home. The veterinary at the shelter examined Riku after he was settled into his new residence. Fortunately, the veterinarian cleared the animal, citing just a few minor worries centered on the bear's weight, or lack thereof. Fortunately, all it took to remedy this was a little delicate love and care. After the examination, Riku was ultimately released into his new enclosure. To provide the public with an update on the bear's condition, Karsten Hertwig, the bear specialist at Four Paws, made a statement. When Riku was first let out of his confinement, it was inside. We let him go into the outdoor cage when he had healed from his arduous voyage and adjusted to his new surroundings. We all had a great time seeing him get to know his new house. He seemed so calm and at ease. Eventually, we want to get Riku used to other bears. However, it is totally dependent upon his actions and character when we may begin this procedure. Before long, Riku had become accustomed to his new surroundings, which the bear genuinely loved. At last, he could run through the grass and swim in the river, just like any bear should be able to do. At last, the rescuers concluded he was ready to meet other animals of his kind. Since no one knew exactly how the animal, who had lived in isolation his whole life, would respond, the crew chose to proceed cautiously to prevent any injuries in the event that one of the animals developed ill will against the other. The 22-year-old female bear named Gabriella was the one the park had selected to introduce to Riku. Gabriella's life had been plagued with agony and misery. much like the lives of countless other animals made to perform in circuses. Since she had gone through what Riku had, she understood exactly what he had gone through. She had been handled so badly that she had even lost one of her paws. It's possible that the two bears' similar trauma experience contributed to their ability to bond so strongly and swiftly. The two creatures would communicate with one another through a wire mesh fence that kept them apart for weeks before they were permitted to be together. Unhindered, Riku and Gabriella would approach the fence and stick their noses through it so that the other bear could brush their nose against it. They would pace up and down the fence as if they were irritated that they couldn't really get to each other. The two creatures were quickly shown to be quite fond of one another and eager to finally be able to contact without any fencing getting in the way by the rescuers. In fact, even though Gabriella was an older woman, Riku appeared to have fallen in love with her, and he was eager to visit her in person. The first video of the two bears meeting showed them cuddling up to one another right away. The two animals appeared to be hugging each other to show how much they cared for one another now that they could finally spend time together without any obstacles in the way. Following their embrace, Riku and Gabriella began teasing one another. They started to playfully bite and push each other, as well as just generally wrestle. It appeared as though the two were just enjoying their new lives together, forgetting their early tragedy and suffering. According to Animal Park spokesperson Jetta Lapaya, meeting two bears for the first time can be quite nerve-wracking, but Riku and Gabriella's encounter was wonderful. After getting to know one another, the two allegedly continued to play together and developed a love bond. They never ceased playing together or caressing each other. According to Lapaya, they were and are completely inseparable. One of them would go into the pond and swim, and the other would follow. Both of them would eat their food if one of them did. The two creatures were devoted to one another and shared their time together whenever possible. Sadly, Gabriella experienced the unavoidable in 2019. Sadly, the female bear died at the age of 23. Thank goodness she was able to spend her final years in luxury, security, and the company of her closest friend. Riku, on the other hand, is still content in the rescue center and is fully embracing his new existence, despite his sadness for the loss of his lover. In order to ensure that he would never have to live alone again, he has since been reunited with other bears. Whoa, what incredible folks to be doing these types of rescues. Please leave a comment below with your thoughts on the video. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.